Hi, this is Dave Halberstadt, and this is a video about Module 3 of the course. Module 3 is about two different subject areas. The reading is Chapter 4 and 5, and those two chapters are about identifying HR planning activities for strategic changes within the workplace, and the second chapter, Chapter 5, is about the difference between job analysis and competency modeling. The job analysis and competency modeling are the two different methods that are used to gather data to create job descriptions. And job descriptions are very important because you have to be able to prove that what you're doing in recruiting or any other HR activity is job related. If you don't have a job description that identifies the key tasks and the knowledge, skills, and abilities, called KSAs, that are derived from doing either a job analysis or a competency modeling, you are not going to be able to prove job relatedness, which means your activity is probably illegal and you're going to be in trouble if you're sued because you can't successfully defend the organization's activities. Job relatedness is in HR as location is in real estate. Any major activity you do in HR, whether it's a policy, a procedure, a major decision for an employee, you have to have a good job-related reason for doing so. A lot of litigation in HR starts when you choose to treat people differently without a good job-related reason for doing so. So you prove job-relatedness by having a solid job description that is derived from job analysis or competency modeling to prove that what you're doing is related to the tasks and skills needed to do the job. I've added a third discussion board question. I can hear you all groaning, but on the HR scoreboard. The HR scoreboard is a topic that I've introduced into the text beginning in Module 3, because Module 3 starts talking about HR planning activities related to strategic management. The scoreboard is a device that HR managers use to document how the major HR deliverables, the HR initiatives, are directly related to achieving the strategic objectives of the organization and how that directly ties to increasing profits and stockholder equity, which is the bottom line in most for-profit organizations, or even if it's nonprofit, how HR activities tie into achieving the strategic goals of the organization or objectives, which are very important. I will send all of you an example of an HR scoreboard that you can look at in the email that asked you to look at this video. The new discussion board question, and there'll be 3 of them for Module 3, is at the bottom of the discussion board for Module 3. So the key thing, I'm just looking at my notes. There are 3 videos in Module 3 that I think are excellent that I'd like you to look at. One is on what is strategic planning. The second video is on HR management, HR competency modeling, and the third video is on job descriptions and job analysis. And they're all related to the second discussion board question. So please remember you've got 3 discussion board questions this week, not 2. The posting is due on Wednesday. I'll let it slip till Thursday if necessary because you have 3. Please, no later than Thursday the 28th for getting your posts done, or I'm going to have to assess a light grade. Starting this week, I am going to start consistently assessing light grades for every day. It's going to be a 10% reduction in your grade for every day you don't get the material in on time. I don't like doing this, but it's very important that you get the material in on time, otherwise you get behind. And this week you're doing last week's work, which you still have to do this week's work, and it gets to be challenging, to say the least. Okay, I think, don't forget the practice test at the end of Module 3. Do that. You've got the midterm coming up in week 5. Many of you have still not told me what case analysis you're going to do at the end of which chapter, and I need to know because then I can read the case in advance and be ready to grade it more quickly when you turn in your case analysis, and unless, rather than you waiting until it's turned in to tell me which case you're doing it on. So please, if you haven't told me what your case analysis is, get it into me as soon as possible this week. Remember, your first written assignment, which is the case analysis, is due by midnight on May 8th. That's about all I can think of for now, so I hope you're having a good week. Please contact me if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to help you in any way I can. Have a good week.